All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Me here, talking about real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. Hey, thanks for being here. I've got to thank everyone every single time I do a video. The channel is in a sharp financial decline, so if you would like to sign up for Patreon, that would be very helpful. Before I get going, this here, I'm going to be talking about the Eagles. So here is Cimarron 615, brand new distance. If you like quality country rock, here it is. Here it is. I mean, this is the next generation of great music. Although these guys aren't necessarily in the spring chicken category, they are keeping the music alive. You may recognize a few of the names like Bill Lloyd from Foster and Lloyd, if you remember those guys. Anyway, this is a great album, came out earlier this year, and kind of like an extension of what Poco was all about to some degree, but definitely has its own vibe, much like the radio station I tell everyone to go listen to. Modern Retro Radio has its own vibe as well, modernretrofm.com. So as everybody knows, the Eagles are on their long goodbye. We had the long run, which apparently is over. We had the long road out of Eden, which we are now kind of in no man's land because we've left Eden and here we are. So now the only place for us to be is at an Eagles concert, spending like $1,000 for 2 tickets. Maybe not that much, maybe only 600 or 700. So I need to, just pump the brakes a little bit on my over-exaggerations. But the Eagles really should have a few surprises, right? I know they had, Joe Walsh attempting to sing a Jimmy Buffett song when Jimmy passed away. That didn't work out so well, in my humble opinion. It was a nice idea. I think Tim Schmidt did a little bit better than Joe Walsh did. They really needed maybe Deacon Fry to sing some Jimmy Buffett, or maybe Vince Gill. I don't know. That just wasn't the greatest thing. But I'm talking more about people they should honor on their way out the door. Of course, it may not be the end anytime soon. We saw this with Kiss. It just went on and on. Then you had that little lockdown thing where they're telling people you needed a QR code, and then that put the brakes on everything for a while. And so you never know. 2024 could be the year of, more lockdowns and more ridiculous rules in order for people to enjoy concerts, and even higher ridiculous rules, tougher ridiculous rules for the bands that have to go out there and try to earn a living. Here are some people I think the Eagles need to recognize on the way out. And they could have them up on stage. That would be the way to do it. These are quality musicians, and I think they should be a part of it. Number 4 on my list would be John David Souther, otherwise known as J.D. Souther. Pretty decent songwriter, pretty decent singer in his own right. I speculated he would have made a respectable replacement for the late Glenn Frey. I'm not sure at this stage in his life that he has the vocal chops necessary to actually fulfill that responsibility. However, when you look at his songwriting with the band, Best of My Love, Heartache Tonight, Victim of Love, New Kid in Town, and then on the Long Road out of the Walmart checkout album, because that's where you could purchase it back in 2000 and whatever, I think it was 2008, you had his single, which was a song that was basically reconstituted from the 70s. The tune is called How Long? And the Eagles kind of rebooted it, and it was pretty good. Sounded good. It's his song. So, again, definitely a friend of the band. I think he's written songs with Don Henley as well. J.D. Souther. Also sang a great duet with James Taylor years ago called Her Town 2. Might have been about Carly Simon. I'm just saying. I don't know. And then, of course, his solo tribute to the great Roy Orbison, When You're Only Lonely, one of the great one-hit wonder type songs from the 70s. J.D. Souther needs a little pat on the back because he did a lot of songwriting, a lot of brainstorming with the Eagles, and he should be honored. Next on the list, the great Jack Tempchin, who is buddies with the late Glenn Frey, wrote the song Peaceful Easy Feelin'. So that's all you got to know. He wrote the song, so full stop. That's why he needs to be honored. Jack wrote a bunch of tunes with Glenn Frey, but he also co-wrote Already Gone, The Girl from Yesterday, Somebody, and It's Your World Now. All songs, I believe, except for, Already Gone, all of those songs from The Long Road Out of Eden, which didn't get enough airplay. Little fact that you may not know about Jack Tempchin, he also wrote the song Slow Dancin', Swayin' to the Music, the song that Johnny Rivers got into the top 10, I believe, back in 1977. So again, Jack Tempchin, a formidable songwriter, musician in his own right, plays guitar and piano. He should definitely be up on stage at some point with the Eagles as they do their never-ending goodbye. The third person, and again, this is sort of a countdown, the third person, obviously, that should be part of an Eagles farewell is the great Bernie Leadon. Holy crap, Batman. Bernie should be out there. Bernie is not Don Felder, so he should be out there. Why didn't they invite him back? This is the end, my friend. So it's flabbergasting. Maybe Bernie doesn't want to be a part of it. Maybe the Eagles just figure, why even bother asking him? Bernie was on a couple of tours with the Eagles, I think back in like 2012 and 2014. They seem to be getting along okay, but I heard rumors that Bernie at the very end of everything was ticked off about something again. So maybe it's just a foregone conclusion that you won't honor Bernie Leadon. Bernie was not a prolific songwriter with the Eagles. He had a couple of songs that were okay. He did some co-writing, but he did a lot of arranging, and he was really the master of all instruments in the band's early days, those first 2 or 3 albums. A lot of it is Bernie, whether it's a guitar solo, a lead guitar, a banjo, it's most likely Bernie Leadon doing the heavy lifting. So yeah, I would honor Bernie. He's an original member of the Eagles. You bring Bernie out with Henley, and you've got 2 original members. Holy crap again, Batman. Finally on my list is the great Don Felder. Felder won't be invited. There was some speculation at the very beginning. I heard some rumors that they were in negotiations, but from what I understand, either there were no negotiations, or if there were some of those, they fell through because I'm thinking they wanted Felder to do it for free. And look, it might have been Glenn Frey's last request before he passed away that whatever you do, don't let Felder back in the band. All right? That could be it. I don't know. It's just silly and stupid. I mean, Fingers Felder, who still looks great, who is still playing to some pretty decent-sized crowds out there on his own. But look, Don Felder is not a lead singer. Okay, I've said this time and time again. There are some exceptions to that. He did sing Victim of Love, and then they went in and Henley redid it, right? He sang this song called Visions, but there's a lot of other vocals on that song from One of These Nights. His greatest known effort, really, is Taking a Ride on Heavy Metal. And that's where it works. For whatever reason, that particular song, and he had some help, by the way. Don Henley is on that record doing his Don Henley harmony thing, and I'm thinking it might have been Glenn and Tim as well singing in the background, but I know it's definitely Henley, and he helps that record quite a bit. But in general, Don Felder is not a great lead singer. However, he is a great lead guitarist, and he did write the music for the band's most iconic song, and thus he probably should be honored. Look, you could do just one show with Felder, one show with Bernie, one show with Jack, one show with JD. Give the audience a surprise here or there to make up for the fact that they just maxed out their American Express card. That's all I'm saying, folks. I'm not asking for much, really. As a fan of this band, and glad, though, that they are retiring, I am actually happy because, again, we would hate to see this particular band go on for too long. They really have lost the core of the band when you don't have Glenn Frey together with Don Henley. To me, it's just not the same thing. It's because Glenn was just so important to that band, and they never found anybody. Now, you're going to say Deacon, but Deacon really doesn't sound that much like his dad, and he's not singing enough, typically. I'd like to hear him sing more. Sing more of your dad's songs instead of, outsourcing to Vince Gill, but this is what they've decided to do. Anyway, folks, before I let you go, thanks for watching. Don't forget about Cimarron 615. This is Brand New Distance. Fantastic album if you like music that has a country rock flavor. Poco, Eagles. Poco, another band that should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If you want to talk about influence and longevity, they should be in. I don't think they're ever going to get in, which is a tragedy because you can't have the Eagles without Poco. That's my humble opinion again. Thanks for watching. Please watch, share, like, and do all those things. Yell at the video if you need to. Scream at me. Whatever makes you watch the video at this point. Patreon, if you can sign up for Patreon and do like $2 a month, that might offset 10% of the income I've lost if I get like 50 people to do that. That's where I'm at right now. I actually shared with one of the patrons how much I used to earn, and I don't typically do that because that's information I like to keep to myself, just because. But now it's getting so crazy that I'm just gonna, it's just sad. So in any event, if you can help the channel out, I appreciate it. If you like the content, I know I'm not flashy. I know I don't have the greatest equipment, but man, I enjoy doing this. So if you'd like me to keep doing this, please support the channel. God bless you all. Let's pray for peace in the Middle East and all around the world. That's the best thing that we can do.